Good morning. Thank you, Gail. This is a great day today. I'm very excited. It gives us a lot of pleasure here, both myself and at Nationwide, to welcome our Mayor, Michael Coleman, and CEO of Black Enterprise, Mr. Earl Butch Graves, here to Nationwide for this special announcement. We are proud to announce that Black Enterprise has chosen Columbus, Ohio, as the site of the 2013 Black Enterprise Entrepreneurs Conference and Expo. And we are asking you to mark May 15th through 18th, 2013 on your calendars. I know I will, and we'll all be there. This is great news for the city of Columbus, for the business community and entrepreneurs. I'm a native Columbus person, and I'm a Nationwider. We're proud to be part of this. Nationwide understands what it's like to start a business. We started here in Columbus in 1926, and we grew from that. We also value, recognize, respect, and place great emphasis on diversity, and this is an event that brings a lot of these things together that are part of our values here at Nationwide. We've seen the power of this conference. From informative sessions, high-powered speakers, this is a first-class event all the way. It's a first-class entrepreneurs event, first and foremost, but it also has the African-American community involved with it and a part of it, and this makes it particularly special to us. You know, this is our second year at Nationwide as a host sponsor of this, and I have to tell you, we're a little bit competitive. Our boss sets the tone, and I want you to know this is a big deal. This is the 2012, which we're also hosting, is in Chicago this year. And Butch, I have to tell you, the mayor and I are pretty happy to take this from Chicago. We will be watching in 2012 here the welcome mat that Chicago rolls out, and we will do a bigger and better job in 2013. That's a bit of a call to action to everyone in this room today, because to do that, it was a partnership to get this great event here, and it'll be a partnership to fulfill the promise I just made. So all the Nationwide folks, all of our other corporate partners, all of the elected officials in city, when you get a call from somebody from Butch's team or the mayor's team or Nationwide, we're looking for you to step up, and we know you will. Before I close, there are so many people, I alluded earlier, who wrote letters and who made calls on this. Please hold your applause. I just want to read a list of these are the people who played the biggest role, and it's certainly not even the entire list. This includes Governor John Kasich and his team. It includes Mayor Mike Coleman and his team, Gail King and the Nationwide team, Kenny McDonald of Columbus 2020, the Columbus Chamber, Michael Dalby and Summers Martin, the Columbus Partnership, Alex Fisher and Steve Lyons, Derek Clay of New Visions Group, I met earlier. Brian Ross and Brad Russell of Experience Columbus, Bruce Wimbish from the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, the Ohio Department of Development Director Christiane Schmink and Ronald Wiley, and our agency partner, Chief Executive Officer of PMM Agency, Kimberly Blackwell. Please also help me in thanking all of these folks for their role in this. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the Chief Executive Officer of Black Enterprise, Mr. Earl Butch Graves.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am humbled by this great turnout and to have this enthusiastic support here from Columbus. As Matthew said, we are thrilled to make the announcement this morning that we are bringing the 2013 Black Enterprise Entrepreneurs Conference to Columbus, Ohio. We are literally 2 weeks away from conducting our 17th annual Entrepreneurs Conference in Chicago, and this will be the second year as Nationwide as our title sponsor. We're anticipating that event to be one of the most successful, with more than 1,000 entrepreneurs and professionals expected us to join us in the Windy City. However, it will be nowhere near as successful, obviously, as it will be here in Columbus. We pride ourselves on being a forward-looking organization, and that's why we're here to announce the Black Enterprise Entrepreneurs Conference is coming to Columbus in 2013. Fittingly, Nationwide, which is headquartered here, will be returning for the third consecutive year as the Entrepreneurs Conference host and title sponsor. Now, before I say anything further, I want to acknowledge some fantastic people for bringing BE's flagship event for networking, deal-making, and small business growth to Columbus. First, I want to thank Mayor Coleman, who brings to this post a rare commitment to fostering business success and economic empowerment in ways that are innovative and broadly inclusive. Mayor Coleman and his office have been supremely supportive and cooperative and encouraging, and we look forward to a fruitful collaborative relationship over the next 12 months. So thank you, Mayor Coleman. I would also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the full court press that we received from, and I say that in a positive way, from the Columbus Chamber of Commerce, Experience Columbus, Kimberly Blackwell, and everyone else she was involved with, and of course Nationwide. This was we normally bring a conference to a city for generally 2 years, but oftentimes, sometimes we move it after one. But the enthusiasm and the support that Columbus brought to this made a decision, a very simple decision, to leave Chicago after 1 year and come to where, as Mayor Coleman said, the election for 2012 will be decided right here in Columbus. So we look forward to that very, very much. So I want to thank all of you, and I want to give you all a round of applause for bringing this event to Columbus. I must also spotlight the role of Nationwide. The firm's famous slogan, "Nationwide is on your side," certainly applies to the relationship with Black enterprise and to the larger African-American business community. Last year, BE named Nationwide one of the 40 best companies for diversity, a distinction earned by its strong track record on supplier diversity, community outreach, and creating a fertile environment for opportunity and advancement. We at BE are immensely proud of Nationwide's continuing involvement with our conference and happy to be bringing it to their hometown in 2013. Now, much of that credit must go to the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer, Matthew Jaukas, who joins us in speaking on behalf of Nationwide this morning, and also to Executive Vice President and Chief Administrative Officer, Gail King. Gail's track record speaks for itself. She is one of the top executives in this country, African American or otherwise. She's become one of the most respected voices for diversity and inclusion, not just here, but in all of corporate America. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention CEO Steve Rasmussen, who I had a chance to visit with over this past January. Steve is a leader who not only understands, but also values and supports African American business. Thank all of you from Nationwide. On a side note, I have another relationship here in Columbus, which is I coach AAU basketball. And apparently sports seems to be somewhat important to people here in Columbus. I've had the pleasure of playing against All Ohio Red in the national championship 2 years ago, and continue to, and we'll be bringing back our New York AAU team back here later this month. So I'm thrilled to be back here in Columbus on a completely different note for business. They have beaten us in each of the last 3 years, but it will change this year. Bringing the Entrepreneurs Conference to Columbus and the Buckeye State is special to us for a lot of reasons. For over 40 years, Black Enterprise has published the BE 100s, our list of the nation's most successful African-American-owned businesses in this country. Last year, 12 of those companies called Ohio home. Columbus was represented by Miles McClellan Construction, and Ohio was home to the Auto Dealer of the Year, Bob Ross, Buick GMC, and Mercedes-Benz, who hails out of Centerville. The state also boasts BE 100 stalwarts like High Towers Petroleum, New Horizons Baking Company, and Sobran, Inc. Also, BE readers have consistently highlighted Columbus as one of the most positive cities for African Americans to live, work, and do business. Again, however, EC is about looking forward. And here's where your city draws our highest enthusiasm. Columbus is a historic city, but it's also a city that breathes economic and entrepreneurial potential, not only for those who live here, but for our nation as a whole. Columbus's African American entrepreneurs are a big part of the excitement. In the wake of an economic crisis and recession, this community is forging ahead, building the future with equal parts drive, innovation, and creative business models. We're coming to Columbus in part to highlight business innovation and opportunity here, but also we want to be a catalyst for taking your success to scale. At the same time, we want to facilitate relationships that will create new opportunities for many serious entrepreneurs, suppliers, and product innovators who will be attending from around this country. We are indeed living in a remarkable time of African American achievement, success, and access. On another side note, one of the businesses that Black Enterprise is in is we're in a private equity business. And back in 1999-2000, we launched the Black Enterprise Greenwich Street Private Equity Fund, where we raised about $100 million to invest in established minority-owned businesses. And the number one business that we invested in of all the portfolio companies we did was a company right here in Columbus, Glory Foods. We invested in the company at the time. Unfortunately, literally within the first year, two of the founders that started the company passed. But we stayed forward with our investment, moved it forward. The company grew, and ultimately the company was sold to a larger company. But it was the best investment that we made out of all of our portfolio companies. So I want to acknowledge Glory Foods and the great work that has been done here. Black Enterprise is proud to own a piece of real estate in this historic moment. I think it's more than fair to say that our evolving multimedia company has helped pave the way with a patented mix of advocacy, information, and inspiration tailored specifically for the success-minded African American, most recently with our Small Business University webinar series. That's my little plug for going to our website, and you can look at the Small Business University webinar series. That's our legacy, but it's also our way forward, the most authoritative voice in African American business and finance. Befitting both BE's legacy and this city's grand potential, we are promising a spectacular event in Columbus that will bring together talent, innovation, and a vigorous spirit of entrepreneurship from across the country to begin the work of drafting a new chapter in African American entrepreneurship and financial empowerment. We all know that we've been through some tumultuous times for business, but there is hope in Columbus. Actually, there's more than hope. There's a spirit of renewal, a way back for America. Yes, industries and ideas that sustain the economy are now obsolete. Jobs have been lost, and many of them are not coming back. But as long as there's an entrepreneurial spirit, there will always be new ideas, new industries, and new jobs created to make them successful. The Entrepreneurs Conference is about helping those who attend lead the way by showing them how they can tap into emerging industries, new technologies, and global opportunities so they can compete in an ever-changing environment. So with that, the 2013 Black Enterprise Nationwide Entrepreneurs Conference and Expo is coming to Columbus. We will see you all at the Convention Center and the new hotel here in May 2013. Thank you all very much. This is our brief video on the Entrepreneurs Conference, which is coming.
Listen, let me tell you something. If you're not here, you're not serious about being an entrepreneur. I can tell you that.
This was such a great opportunity to network, to broaden your horizon, to have the visibility, to learn about branding and marketing.
There are so many wonderfully smart individuals here willing to share knowledge, passions, and blueprints to success.
Information is everything. Information is the channel to success.
And so it's just awesome to be able to have the opportunity to see people that look like me and to engage with people that look like me and talk about the things that we go through as people of color.
The entrepreneurs here are hungry, and the conference is doing an amazing job of putting together great speakers and giving great tools and resources, but you can't replace passion and you can't teach hunger.
And we will grow because we are a sustainable brand.
People are really here to do business, make things happen, fulfill dreams, and really make the connection.
It's the place to be. I'm excited to be a part of Black Enterprise. I love the Black Enterprise family, and I hope that I get to see you here next time.
You've got to come to the Entrepreneur Conference because here, not only do we rethink business, business is done on a grand global scale.
If you're not here, you got to ask yourself why not. Because the people that are here, they're getting an advantage. And in business, it is all about getting that advantage.
The Black Enterprise Entrepreneurs Conference is a great investment of your time and your resources. So next year, don't miss it.
I like your slogan, where deals are made. It's a good thing. And I want to thank you, Butch, Graves, and Black Enterprise for having this conference in the great city of Columbus. And Matt Jaukus, thank you very much as well. And I want to point out Councilmember Zach Klein over there and Councilmember Hersch Craig, who are very instrumental in job creation and minority business and entrepreneurship in our city. And they do a great job for the city of Columbus. And I really want to tip my hat to Nationwide. I'm grateful to Nationwide because I can remember, and I look around this room, I guess I've been a mayor a long time because some of you weren't here. when we cut this deal with Nationwide when they wanted to build the arena district. And I met with the president, then I said, you know, we have to make sure that there is a sharing of opportunity in the minority community. And they went about increasing minority participation. Donna was right there, and others, in the building of this great arena district that now is an attraction of people and conventions and opportunities from all over the United States of America. And it was that entrepreneurship, minority entrepreneurship, that helped make this arena district happen in the city of Columbus. So, you know, we're coming out of recession. Recession demands greater entrepreneurship. Tough times generate creativity. When times are tough, people are the most creative. And entrepreneurship and self-made opportunities come forward more than any other time. That's when the talent really blooms. And as we come out of the recession in our nation and we come out of the recession in Columbus, we all know here, and Black Enterprise has figured it out, that Columbus is on the verge of a renaissance. But we want to make sure that that renaissance is shared for everyone, to everyone in the minority community. And so this conference will not just position our city in total, it will position minority entrepreneurship around the state of Ohio and the country. So I'm looking forward to this. Our new hotel will be constructed by then, as on time and on budget. And every day I see it coming together. And this event will be here about a year after the hotel's open. So we'll have worked out all the kinks, Butch. And it's going to be a great conference, and really look forward to it, and excited and proud that we have it here in the city of Columbus. You know, Columbus, when I talked about our great renaissance, Bloomberg has said that Columbus is among the 20 strongest economies coming out of the recession. Forbes has said Columbus is one of the next big boom towns in America. Fox News, now even says something good about Columbus, even though I'm the mayor. Is Fox here? Has listed Columbus as third in its list of 7 great cities for college grads. And over again, Black Entertainment Television, BET, has said Columbus is one of the top cities for African American families. That's BET. And Black Enterprise Magazine has said that Columbus is one of the top American cities for African American businesses. And we're proud of that as well. So we want to make this a great opportunity for not just Black enterprise, but also for minority entrepreneurs in the city of Columbus. So welcome, and looking forward to it. Thank you.
So we said we had some exciting news today, so there you have it. So with that, we're going to open it up for questions from our media partners. If you have any questions.
What enticed Nationwide to bring the conference to Columbus?
You know, first of all, the point I want to emphasize is Nationwide played a critical role, but this really was a partnership effort from all the folks who have been recognized today. The reason is because Black Enterprise is a first-class organization, first-class folks, and an absolutely fantastic partner of ours in our second year to not only reach people who are current customers of Nationwide, also potential future customers of Nationwide, and as I said earlier, build greater connectivity to the African American community, which is an essential part of our values. We view Black Enterprise as a critical partner in all of those missions. Other questions for any of us?
Mr. Graves, you mentioned what Nationwide did to recruit you to Columbus. You mentioned what the city did to recruit you to Columbus. I just wonder what the people who come to your, what you expect the people who come to the conference to see and enjoy about Columbus.
What I expect the people that are coming from outside of Columbus to see?
The recruitment efforts. What else appeals to you about the city?
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, when we go to consider a city or select a city, we do it based off of, do we think that African American owned businesses, twofold. Number one, would consider relocating to Columbus to actually start or grow their business beyond where they are. Because the perception oftentimes is places like New York, and I can speak candidly about it, New York is not necessarily a friendly city for African American owned businesses to start or grow their business. It's a very challenging city, frankly, to be able to do so. So what we're trying to encourage people to do is to think where the best opportunity is. Not necessarily where the best tax breaks are and what have you, but where the best opportunities are. So relocation of businesses is one thing. And the second part, which doesn't mean they necessarily have to be from or be in Columbus, is there opportunity to do business in Ohio as a business who may not be from Ohio? So in the building of, you're building a new hotel, I'm sure the businesses you have established and done something with minority procurement for businesses that are located here, but there's also an opportunity to do business with businesses that are here in Columbus, even if you're not a business that's based here in Columbus. So the exposition part of our conference, so it's the Black Enterprise Entrepreneurs Conference and Expo, that is the opportunity for when we bring folks together and we try to become the bridge, if you will, between corporate America and minority-owned businesses. Minority-owned businesses are looking for two different things. One is they're looking for money or resources to be able to invest, but they're also looking for relationships and contacts. And I would say to you that relationships and contacts trump the money. If in fact you have those relationships, if you have those contacts, and you have the ability to be able to network with the right people, then you can in fact begin to go out and find capital to help to fund your business. So Columbus offered that in a way that many of the other cities, frankly, this is our 17th year this year, next year will be our 18th year. And I must say that I'm not saying it just because I happen to be sitting here in Columbus today, but of all the cities that we've done this in the past 17 years, Columbus will be at the top of that list, and we haven't even had the conference here yet, in terms of their enthusiasm and support for wanting to focus on minority-owned businesses, and more importantly, to also have corporate America as a partner in wanting to move that forward. So those are the main reasons for us to come here.
Hi, good morning. My name is Karen Cheryl-Uri with Ohio Department of Development.
Good morning.
And wanted to ask about strategies in terms of the market that you're targeting. By that I mean, are you looking at, aside from just minority business in general, youth entrepreneurships that may need mentoring? They're looking at entrepreneurship as a pathway. We're looking at folks that are in re-entry programs, ex-offenders, where entrepreneurship may be the only path for them in terms of not being able to secure jobs. So wanted to see how this partnership with the local partners that you mentioned earlier can assist perhaps in some of the market, the targeting, and what you all have done in the past in those particular groups and others.
Well, I can speak to the things that we do specifically. I think as relates to Experience Columbus and the Columbus Chamber of Commerce, I can't speak specifically for them, but there's an enthusiasm to want to do business here, so I think that there's no question that they would want to help along that program. What I can address, though, is we recognize that our future lies in the ability to us to attract young people to believe, especially young African American kids, to believe that entrepreneurship is in fact a path for them. And so we have, concurrent with our Entrepreneurs Conference, a Teenpreneur Conference. So the Teenpreneur happens at our Entrepreneurs Conference. Now, it's limited. We can't have 66,000 teens, come to the Entrepreneurs Conference. But what we try to do is work with the local groups here to tell us, let's choose 100 kids, 150 kids, let's bring them in, and let's teach them about entrepreneurship. Wendy's, which is here based in Ohio, also has been a sponsor of the Teenpreneur portion of it. And so we literally bring the teens in, we teach them about business, and then we actually take them out to a local business and have them interact and show what they're going to do. And they graduate, so they're here for 2 or 3 days. We'd love to be able to do something larger than that. I mean, the logistics makes it so that it's more difficult. But we recognize that we have to reach out to those who have not necessarily had the opportunity beforehand, and to encourage young folks to believe. And there's no question, the great equalizer that we have in this country now is technology. And technology allows young folks to make their small business look big. And so you'll see more and more as our conference evolves that we do more in the area of technology, more in the area of startups and what they can do, because to solve unemployment in this country, and I don't want to turn this into a political thing, but to solve unemployment in this country, you know, with an 8% unemployment rate overall, but a 16 or 17% unemployment rate for African Americans, that's going to be solved through small business. And that's going to be solved through African American businesses hiring African Americans. So we have to help to grow these businesses to scale so they can begin to hire folks as well.
Just a quick question. Can you give an idea of the economic impact this is going to have for the city, and also how much of a factor the new hotel was in coming here?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know. I can't specifically say, you know, what the economic impact is going to be here. What I can do is speak to what it has been in the past for previous entrepreneurs conferences, and I see no reason why it can't be the same, if not more. In Chicago, in the hotel itself, we will spend ourselves over $500,000. And in terms of what the folks themselves will spend inside the hotel and whatever else it's going to be. So it's about another $1.5 million if we add the entire thing up in regards to what folks spend there, what have you. On the impact of within the community, that really depends upon how aggressive the community is. And so one of the things we will want to talk to the partnership about is we've had things like a spot bid fair in previous conferences in other cities where folks, entrepreneurs came in and were able to bid on contracts that might be available at that particular time. So, and I should, you know, certainly let the mayor speak to that as well.
There clearly is going to be an economic impact that will provide that for you, but more important than economic impact to the city is that this does position the city nationally for other things. And this is a building block. This is not the end all. This is a positioning for other things and national recognition in this area of entrepreneurship. And we want that to be promoted around the country, that in Columbus is the land of opportunity. But first we need to be discovered. And this helps us get there.
And I would be remiss, I meant to mention this when I was saying my remarks, but I see her sitting here, and I would be remiss if I said it. And I want to recognize also Donna James. More than 12 years ago, this started with Black Enterprise and Nationwide, and we struggled at that time in regards to doing any business with Nationwide whatsoever. And so to see us, if you will, graduate in 2012 to the level of business that we're doing today, and us bringing the Entrepreneurs Conference here, in many ways is on the shoulders of what you did set, Donna. So I want to thank you and recognize you as well. Thank you very much, Donna.
We thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate you being here. We want to remind you that now the work begins. So as Matt said, when we call on you, when you hear from Black Enterprise or the mayor's office, we really want this to be the best. And we've got to beat Chicago. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.